Messi, I don't really know what to make of his tenure so far. Like, he's played well when he does play. What do you think of MLS's strategy in that sense and the latest experiment, if you will, with Messi being over here? Has it worked?
Yeah, the whole DP designated player strategies evolved over the years, right? You still get those aging players, the Insignes of the world coming over, right? And of course, from Bastian Schweinsteiger to Steven Gerrard, Bex, you mentioned there, it's been a bit of a pattern there. But you see more and more clubs now going the more youthful route, less well-known players, maybe playing in South America, who still determine, they need some good money, a good contract. So I think it's evolving in that regard. Messi's different though, right? Because Messi is beyond football. He is the brand, as Beckham was. Beckham, people forget how big that brand was when he came over to MLS. I mean, he was massive. Never the greatest player in the world, but the brand was the biggest brand in the world. Whereas Messi brings both. He brings that ability on the pitch, and we've seen it. A guy that came off a World Cup win, finds a brand new club in North America, and just dominates when he's on the pitch. But I don't think the expectation of Messi was ever to see him play every single week. It wasn't that, it's just not going to happen. A guy's 34 years of age. The travel in MLS is really difficult for a lot of players. But to me, it's been a huge success so far. People know about MLS now. He's doing it on the pitch. He's playing for the best team in MLS, the most points in a season. They're the favorites to win this thing. So I think it's been a huge success. Other clubs might disagree with that. Within the clubs, they say we don't need Messi, but the bottom line is the world's paying attention now. And generally speaking, I don't think they do to MLS, but I think Beckham unlocked the door to a lot of world stars to come over here. Messi's proven that, you can make a real go of it. And the league's going to get getting better. If they go to this winter season, which is being discussed right now, that would be key as well. So, MLS has been maligned over the years, it's been criticized, and people love to heap on it. But to me, it's a good league. It's not a top league, it's a good league, and it's ours, right? So we should really embrace it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's not a top league and it'll have a lot of trouble trying to get there. I think maybe in 50 years' time, if they keep this upward trajectory, maybe. But I mean, you're going to have a hard time knocking off the Bundesliga, Serie
Yeah, but there's
A,
room though,
La
right? There's room for
Liga.
it. If they
Sure,
go to the winter schedule, right, and that's going to be key. You can't do it if you're
they
playing
need
over
to
the
do that,
summertime.
Charms.
And I think it's
They
going to happen,
gotta.
right? You play from August to December. You take 5 weeks off. You come back in February. It is possible. It's not ideal for Canadian teams, Montreal, Toronto, Minnesota, Chicago, New York. Of course, it's not ideal, but there's enough teams in hot weather climates. You can skew the season and play games at certain times of the year in those markets. And I just think it should be done. It's that simple.
How do you think the players feel about playing in the winter in these cold climates? Like they're cold out there, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, they don't like it. But I mean, don't forget, people play in England, north of England. I don't
Yeah,
care. It,
yeah.
it may not be -10, but it feels like it, right? It's
Hmm.
miserable, miserable. And that's the football culture that I got brought up in was rain and misery on the pitch.